Just had to fight cold the whole time, but look at this. It's worth every step.
I made it. I'm on top of Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm pretty emotional right now. There's loads of snow, so I think that could be a bit deceiving of what's actually happening to this glacier.
The equator is an unlikely place to find ice. But incredibly, there are 25 mountains at latitude 0 that have glaciers. This is the story of East Africa's Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania and the Rwenzori Mountains of Uganda.
Where there was snow, nowadays we are just passing there on bare rocks.
In about 20-25 years, we shall be having no more glaciers.
As an environmental scientist and polar explorer, I've seen the impacts of climate change firsthand. Yet at the poles, the scale of change can be hard to digest, and the impacts are seen by only a few. Is there a place where disappearing glaciers are impacting lives, where the scale is easy to comprehend?
Now we're in the foothills of the Rwenzori, the lovely legendary mountains of the moon, the most fabulous in the whole of Africa. Peaks hidden almost always in a veil of mist.
Rwenzori means mountain of the rain.
The hanging valleys, the V-shaped valleys, the glacial lakes makes it outstanding.
The Lemosho route is one of the fantastic routes. It's the longest route on Kili.
So we started off in the valley, way in the distance. Just you can see the zigzags through the mountains here.
So it's day 3 of our trek, and we've been walking through the beautiful moorland today, and Kili's showing herself off to us since early this morning.
I don't call Rwenzori the rainmaker for nothing.
Now we're up amongst the clouds here and it's swirling around with all this mysterious looking vegetation as you transition into the high alpine zone. It's fantastic.
25-0 is a project that documents and raises awareness of climate change through the melting of the world's equatorial glaciers. It tells the important stories of the loss of the glaciers that are the lifeblood for local people.
We can see the remaining glacier on Mount's Peak. It may not even take about 7 years. All of it will be gone.
Comparing glacier cover today on the Rwenzori's highest mountain, Mount Stanley, with what the first team to climb it saw in 1906, and the reduction is over 90% in cover. Satellite imagery shows a similar loss on Mount Kilimanjaro's glaciers, where coverage is reduced by over 85%.
We have been experiencing a lot of changes, like the shortage of the water that we used to get running all the way down.
People who are doing jobs here, like the guides, the wonderful guides and the porters, might lose jobs because this is why tourists come here.
We have seen change in the vegetation. We have seen variability and unpredictability in the rainfall. We have seen a lot of floods. We have seen a lot of fire.
Well, we are getting more of malaria cases than we used to get.
Heading for the summit, Kilimanjaro, day 8. We've got a still night, stars up there.
What this mountain means to the locals, to the country, is incredibly important. It wasn't their fault that these glaciers are melting, but it's now their problem.
This is now going to be a very big challenge to the young generations.
And that history will go down into our books as being something we have created, and we shall be saddened that we didn't do something within our lifetime.
Should you be lucky enough to see the dark green lakes and the perpetual snow above them, your heart will beat with joy like an African drum.
And just like a mountain is really big and daunting, I think climate change can seem daunting and a big problem to solve. But the reality is that if all of us take little steps, make little changes in our lives, we will all make a collective difference.
We will witness the disappearance of these unique glaciers, and there is little we can do to save them. The question is, what else are we prepared to lose? Now is our chance to make the right kind of impact.